Something strange is happening in America's tourist towns. Hotels are half empty, border shops are closed, and RV parks have plenty of space. The reason? Fewer Canadians are visiting. Quietly, one of America's biggest tourism lifelines is pulling back. And the economic hit? It's massive. Some states are already losing billions. Let's look at the 10 states taking the hardest hit from Canada's silent tourism retreat. Number 10, Hawaii. For decades, Canadians flew thousands of miles to escape winter and enjoy Hawaii's warm beaches and palm trees. But not anymore. In early 2025, visitor numbers from Canada dropped by over 14%. That might sound small, but in Hawaii, where tourism makes up nearly 20% of the economy, it's a big deal. And for small businesses, it's a crisis. Maui hotels are half full. Condo rentals, once booked a year in advance, are going untouched. Local guides, restaurants, and gift shops are seeing fewer customers walk through their doors. Canadians were not just visitors, they were long-term, loyal guests. Many stayed for weeks or even months, spending money every day. Now, with fewer flights and rising prices, they're not coming like they used to. And Hawaii's economy is feeling it deeply. Number 9, Texas. Texas might not be the first place you think of when it comes to international tourism, but for Canadian snowbirds, it's a favorite winter escape. In 2025, Texas has already seen a loss of over $1.4 billion in tourism money, just from fewer Canadian visitors. Cities like San Antonio, Houston, and Dallas are seeing the difference. Hotels have more empty rooms, restaurants are serving fewer out-of-town guests, gift shops and cultural sites that relied on snowbirds are making less money. And this is just the beginning. If fewer Canadians continue to visit, parts of Texas that built their economy around international travel could face serious long-term setbacks. Number 8, Maine. Maine shares more than a border with Canada. It shares a lifestyle, a shopping connection, and a seasonal flow of people and money. But this year, that flow dried up. Between February and April 2025, border crossings from Canada into Maine dropped by 26%. That's over 160,000 fewer trips. Why does this matter? Because many small Maine towns depend on Canadians for shopping, dining, and even healthcare visits. Cities like Bangor and border towns like Calais are seeing fewer cars, emptier parking lots, and businesses scaling back hours or closing entirely. It's not just a matter of lost tourism, it's a full economic shock. Gas stations, diners, clothing stores all feel the impact, and the worst part, there's no clear plan to fix it. Number 7, Washington. Washington has always been a favorite for Canadians from British Columbia. It's close, it's fun, and it offers everything from shopping to skiing. But in 2025, even short day trips have slowed down dramatically. Over the Family Day weekend in Canada, a key travel period, crossings at Peace Arch dropped by 45%. Other major crossings like Pacific Highway and Sumas saw similar declines. This isn't just bad news for Border Patrol, it's a crisis for local towns. Bellingham, Lyndon, and Blaine rely on Canadian shoppers, diners, and skiers to stay afloat. But without them, weekend business has dropped, gas sales have fallen, and ski resorts near Mount Baker are hurting. Washington's economy near the border is tightly connected to Canadian visitors. If that link continues to weaken, towns could lose much more than just a good sales weekend. They could lose the foundation of their local economy. Number 6, Michigan. Michigan shares one of the busiest borders with Canada. Places like Detroit, Sault Ste. Marie, and Port Huron have long counted on Canadians to fill hotels, shop at outlets, and visit casinos. But in 2025, that reliable traffic is fading. Cross-border visits are down 19% from the start of the year. Hotels are seeing fewer guests, casino floors are quieter, and weekend trips from Windsor into Detroit have slowed significantly. It's not just about tourism. Manufacturing, auto parts, and trade also get hit when cross-border flow slows. Michigan's entire economic relationship with Canada is starting to feel the pressure. And unless things change soon, the damage could become permanent. Number 5, Arizona. Every winter, tens of thousands of Canadians head to Arizona to escape the cold. They rent condos, fill RV parks, and fuel the state's seasonal economy. But this year, that annual migration shrank by 22%. In Phoenix, Yuma, and Tucson, businesses are seeing fewer Canadians walk through the doors, restaurants are cutting staff, golf courses are offering discounts to fill empty tee times. Even healthcare clinics that once served Canadian retirees are reporting slowdowns. This isn't just a seasonal dip, it's a serious economic hit. Canadian snowbirds spend more, stay longer, and come back year after year. Without them, Arizona's tourism economy loses one of its most reliable pillars. Number 4, New York. When people think of New York, they often picture the big city. But you know, the northern part of the state, places like Buffalo, Niagara Falls, and Plattsburgh, have a very different story. These towns depend on Canadians crossing the border for weekend shopping, sightseeing, and getaways, but in 2025 those trips have dropped by 25%. That's a big loss. The Peace Bridge is seeing fewer cars. Outlet malls near Niagara Falls have less foot traffic. Hotels that once welcomed Canadian families are seeing empty rooms. Even the airport in Plattsburgh, once known as Montreal's U.S. airport, is losing passengers. New York isn't just losing tourists, it's losing millions in revenue from visitors who once came regularly. The question now is, can those numbers bounce back, or has Canadian trust in the U.S. travel experience taken a lasting hit? Number 3, Nevada. Las Vegas used to be a top pick for Canadian travelers. From poker players to honeymooners, Canadians made up a major chunk of Nevada's international guests. But that trend has taken a sharp dive. In early 2025, Canadian tourism to Nevada dropped by 28%. That's not just fewer flights and hotel bookings. It means quieter casinos, emptier show venues, and fewer customers in luxury shops. Even places like Laughlin and Reno, smaller cities that welcome snowbirds, are struggling. RV parks are half full, seasonal homes are sitting empty. And here's the danger. Las Vegas was built on steady visitor numbers. Losing a big group like Canadian tourists shakes the foundation. Resorts, wedding chapels, and tour companies are all trying to adjust. But if this drop continues, Nevada's entertainment economy may need to reinvent itself. Number 2, California. California has always been a top destination for Canadian families, retirees, and vacationers. From Disneyland to wine country to Pacific Coast drives, Canadians used to come in large numbers. Not anymore. Statewide, visits from Canadians dropped by 21% in 2025. That means fewer travelers in San Diego, shorter stays in Santa Barbara, and lower spending in Los Angeles. Canadians are high-value visitors. They rent cars, stay in hotels, and eat at fine restaurants. But now, they're looking elsewhere. Even ski resorts around Lake Tahoe are reporting weaker numbers from provinces like Alberta and British Columbia. Napa wineries are cutting tour times. And rodeo drive shops in Beverly Hills are seeing fewer foreign shoppers. Why? A mix of things: currency problems, higher costs, and growing frustration over travel rules and politics. But no matter the reason, the effect is clear. California is missing one of its most loyal tourism groups, and the longer they stay away, the more damage gets done. Number 1, Florida. No state is feeling the loss of Canadian visitors more than Florida. For decades, Florida was the winter home away from home for millions of Canadians. They filled condos in Naples, strolled beaches in Sarasota, and packed theme parks in Orlando. But in 2025, the slowdown is obvious. Canadian visits are down 25%, and that's compared to already lower post-pandemic numbers. What used to be a $4 billion annual boost from Canada is now shrinking fast. Condos sit empty, RV parks have open spots. Golf courses that once had waiting lists now offer last-minute deals. Even Disney and Universal are noticing smaller spending per Canadian visitor. The state's tourism sector, especially in snowbird-heavy areas, is bracing for major losses. This isn't just about money. In many Florida towns, Canadian visitors are part of the community. Some even own homes. Others return to the same rental every year. When they stop coming, the loss is personal. Canada's tourism pullback isn't loud, but its impact is huge. From coast to coast, towns are feeling the loss. This isn't just about travel, it's about economic risk. When one key group stops showing up, everything changes. So even if your state isn't hit yet, don't get comfortable. The ripple could reach you next. If this helped you see the bigger picture, hit like, subscribe, and share. We'll keep uncovering the stories others miss. Thanks for watching.